Hello YouTube, Ron from Sci-Fi Model Shop here. I thought on the channel today we'd go over a couple things I've been working on behind the scenes. On Sundays, my sons came over, sat at the bench, and he's been doing a design work in Fusion, and I kind of explained, what we're looking to get accomplished. So together we've worked on a couple different projects here. And the first video I'm showing here is the my model round base. And it's printed on my K2 Plus, my new filament printer from Creality, which has been doing a bang-up job. In this orientation. So this is a battery cover plate that goes over this. We're looking at the bottom right here. And this is the reason why it's in three parts, is because these holes right here, I needed this to be up in the air so these would come out and print cleanly for the placement of magnets. It takes 8 magnets. They go in there, and this door will just go on like that. For now, we'll just seal it up with a couple of pieces of tape. So when you flip this over, it doesn't come loose. I'm going to flip it over, and you'll notice that I have these square pegs right here. So this is flat on the plate, and these are printed on the plate separately, and then after everything's printed, you just put these square pegs in, these alignment pegs in. And the only support that I need to do that is right here at the battery switch area. I'll put a couple of supports in right here. Actually, it would be right in this area right here, because it prints flat like that. Then after these go in, I would normally put in my rocker switch right here. This is what I've been using and going to be using for my bases. I like these because they're just really nice switches. They come pre-wired, and that leads me to talk about some design work. The switch is square, but as you see, because these are pre-wired and I want to use these wires, this protrudes out into the base right here. So in order to accommodate that, you'll notice the one side has a hole that goes from here all the way into here. And then this one side here just stops right there. So this switch just snaps in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, just like Chris would say. So after it's printed, you put the alignment pins in. I put the switch in, then I do the top. And the reason the top is not on there is because it requires supports in all these nice ridges right here. And with that, it just mars it up and it doesn't look as nice. So that's why it's flat on the plate. This is where it prints. These are the alignment pins. And this is the hole right here for your round 2 rod. So when printing in filament printers, it has a tendency to, when you're printing a hole like this, to shrink. So you have to allow for that shrinkage. Well, I don't want to make it too loose. So I made this hole smaller than this hole. And that's because when this rod goes in, I want it to stop and not go all the way through. So we'll put this on here. Actually, let's put the ports in while we're right here. And then the back right here. The reason for the back is because when a filament printer prints a round object, each layer, it has a start and stopping place. So it would start here, come around, and stop, and then it you know, not physically stop, but it would mark this as the area, and then it would come around again and again until it gets done. But it makes a seam that goes up and down. So in your slicer, you can tell it where you want your seam by doing seam painting. And I painted my seam right here next to my switch, so all this would be in the back. These are easily sanded off, and I'll use my Proxxon sander on mine to sand my seams off. However, this one here is for Oren. We're going to meet for lunch with the captain, and then I have this base, and I have a diorama base printed up for him. And then this right here just gets epoxied on. You put epoxy on this part right here around those alignment pins, and this fits so nice that you wouldn't need much, but I would still want to clamp, you know, this down in some different places while your glue sets up. Then simply all you do is put the rod in, and then you have a nice replacement for the plastic round 2 soup bowl with a hole in the bottom. And that's what I call it. I know why they done it, is to manufacture and save money and things like that, because, you know, you make a round plastic base, but in reality it looks like crap. I just tell it like it is. So that's why I designed this one here for all those models that use that. You know, I want to 3D print a really nice one. You can get a wooden one that looks similar to this at Hobby Lobby and Michael's, but they're gonna need prep work with sanding, because, you know, the quality on them's not very good. And then when you go to, if you want to put any kind of electrical work in, you'll have to, you know, chisel out, you know, a place for your batteries. This right here, you can just hook up a 9-volt battery. Your switch is right here. Wires are coming up. This is all self-contained. You can put it wherever you want on your shelf with your model coming up, and you're good to go. So that's the first part, or first video I'm going to do. Next one's going to be the diorama, which is also going to Oren, the captain. These are kind of my prototypes right here. Well, I should say prototype finished model, because this is now complete. I went through a few variations of this to come up with the ideas of how I want to print it. Because filament printers, you know, in all printers, filament and resin, have limitations, and you have to accommodate those limitations if you want a quality product. So for now, this is Ron from Sci-Fi Model Shop, showing the nice round base right here. Next up is going to be my diorama base in part 2. So energize, and let's go build some models.